insisted that the name of the country involved will not be revealed. I was informed a particular and a special message by the Prime Minister of Canada. Excusing himself of these unconventional actions and indicating that it was not against Iran, it was only for the internal affairs of Canada, since the present government is in difficulty in the elections. They needed some scheme to mobilize the people over there. And it is only for the consumption of the internal public opinions of Canada. Obviously, that explanation did not satisfy me, and I told the third party, I'm sorry, I'm going to at least reveal the content of the message, if not the person in question. To this end, I would like to say what I have already told as an answer to the third party. That first of all, it is clear now what international laws and conventions mean to the Western world especially. And everybody was thinking or talking in the past couple of months the violation of the international laws by Iran. But Canada permits itself to forge the passports, to forge the stamps, and to send out some people. Although those Americans in the Canadian embassy had never been called the hostages. Therefore, only for internal consumptions, the public opinions of Canada, they have permitted themselves to violate the laws that so far they have been defending, or they claim to defend. That gives us, fortunately, a particular item to justify the actions of the students that these so-called international laws are only made to continue the suppression of the small nations by the big ones. At least we have now the vivid example of such a violation. And also, first point. And the second one, the question of Islamabad. My Deputy Minister, Mr. Kharazi, who had participated in our behalf in Islamabad, will answer all your questions in details. But I would like to make the general statement as well. The purpose of participating in the Islamabad conference, I have explained it already, because we believe that the question of Afghanistan is extremely important for us. We are the most concerned nation because we have the boundaries with the Soviet Union and Afghanistan at the same time. We cannot tolerate the invasion of Afghanistan by Soviet Union, and our position is really, pretty clear. And therefore, if there is a conference of Islamic conference concerning this matter, our presence over there is obviously important and has had to be done, and it is done. At the same time, the conference could not be one-sided because the United States also is present in this part of the world and confronting with us. Therefore, that has to be dealt with. This objective has been attained fully. And the second objective, which was very important and vital to us, was our political activities and diplomatic activities that we have conducted in past 3 or 4 weeks against the possible American economic blockades against Iran. This, we have started a tremendous diplomatic efforts around the world, and obviously we needed the united Islamic world to get away from the American scheme of such sanctions and to rally behind us in order to make it absolutely impossible for the United States of contemplating of putting in economic sanctions. This objective has been fully attained as well, and at this time I can declare that the contemplating of economic sanction against Iran is not possible anymore for the United States. Therefore, this is also a step forward, but at the same time, we have always declared that we do like and we intend to resolve all the international problems, including ours, with the United States with a peaceful means. This is also the question of Islamabad. So therefore,
we've got 6 American diplomats here. Will you guarantee their safety? Would you have been able to do so?
Most probably, yes.
But you're unable to guarantee the safety of Mr. Langen out of this building here.
Well, the question is not that. Mr. Langen has been declared as the hostages, but they weren't. That's the difference.
So, are you saying that for sure? Stand on what?
Genau wie vorher. Fortgehen lassen können. Aber wir können auch wahrscheinlich eine andere Weise wählen, wie Sie in der Zeitung gelesen haben. Aber meiner Meinung nach, ja, nach den Prinzipien der Partei gewählt worden.
Dr. Wellstein, die USA haben mit der militärischen Invasion gedroht in der Golfregion. Wie wird Ihr Land auf eine solche Bedrohung reagieren?
Verteidigung gegen jeden Angriff. Und wir glauben, dass that's the problem of the hostage, American hostage in Iran, is more an American problem, and the key is in the hands of Americans too. You see, we give more attention to improve and to advance in our own affairs in Iran, inside of Iran. We have many things to do. You could have this experience that despite such difficulties in our foreign relations, the Iranian nation goes forward with enough speed and with a very good speed, and we don't wait for solution of our own affairs, in solution of our own affairs for the solution of such foreign affairs. Please call the American government to do more to solve its problem in Iran. The problem of hostage is an American problem, not an Iranian problem.
But is there complete unity between, for example, you and your members of the members of the Revolutionary Council and the students holding the hostages? In the past week, there have been critical remarks made by even the new president himself towards the students. For example, on the issue of your attendance of the conference at Islamabad, it seems there is a little division growing between your position and that.
In a free country, the government does and the people criticize.
Sir, does that mean that the action to be followed by Iran would be the action of the elected government and not the actions of the students? The new president
Play their own role. I have told the government has had its own position in regard to the problem of the hostage and the student, that the United States political gest in receiving, in accepting Shah was a political attack against the will and the welfare of our nation. And our nation gave its reaction against this action. And we don't think that it was right for the American government or for the other people in the world to request to us as the regime of Iran to fight against the will and the desire of our people to the welfare of another people. Mr. Habibi was not enough known by our people, and the sign of something new, and we can test it only in the election of the deputies.
So, if, as Imam Khomeini said, the people showed such political maturity last Friday in the election, why is Cumhuriyet Islami, the newspaper of your party,
the participation of the nation in a great number in the election could be as a sign of the desire of the nation and of the people to the revolution itself and to help the future of our Islamic revolution. That is quite right. A hidden exact Islamic line to a new line that may be not pure Islamic. I don't see any opposition between these two comments. And you see, it is and it was the same in many revolutions. And
incident will affect Iran's relations with Canada?
perhaps.
May I ask you, what will be the future structure of the state?
To speak openly, and our speech is not similar to the speech of the policemen.
Sir, are you saying that it's difficult for you to understand the diplomatic language and the telex from Panama? Are you having as much difficulty as we are?
Perhaps. The language was not so difficult, but the background is difficult.
First, the question of the leave of the Canadian diplomats from Iran and taking with them some Americans who have been in the embassy. And second, the question of the conference of Islamabad. Considering the first one, yesterday morning we were informed that the personnel of Canadian Embassy, including the